To both of you.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I thought since we have a guest that's half Italian, half Swedish, I made some Swedish sponge cakes, sockerkaka.
Thank you so much.
How are you?
Lovely. I'm very well, thank you. Thank you.
And you, Lasse?
Oh, couldn't be better. A morning like this, the sun is shining and you have your cake.
Yes. But so, Isabella, you're here because of the premiere of the documentary about your mother. But how come you're here in Ockelbo in beautiful trädgård?
Well, we're celebrating mothers here too, and we're celebrating her centennial in many parts of the world. So one of them is going to be in Stockholm presenting the documentary. But I'm here also not only to celebrate my mother, but to present my show, which is about animals, and to just find any excuse to be with Lars. We have met each other about 15 years ago, when I came to Stockholm to a launch of a perfume. And we chose the Rosenthal Garden for the place to receive the press. And it was so beautiful that I asked Lars to come to America and help me do my own garden.
Yeah.
And then since then now I have a farm. So Lars comes and helps me with the farm. So we have been looking for farm exchange, but also any excuse to get together.
How was it to make her garden?
Oh, it's very exciting, really, because Isabella has such a nice relation to nature and a big engagement in nature and wildlife and animals and so on. So I have learned a lot, really.
Yeah, you're learning from each other.
Yes.
But have you seen the pictures of the garden now? So Isabella is taking good care of it?
I can't take care of my garden as this garden.
This, no.
So it's more to create spaces and paths. And we do some gardening, but I have a very bad back, so I can't really garden. So that's also a challenge.
That's why you need Lars.
Yeah, that's why I need Lars. How to have a garden that you cannot garden.
But when you look around here in trädgårdar, you see pictures of your mother all over the place, and it was kind of the same in Cannes. Yes. How do you feel now that your mother should have turned 100 years next Saturday? Well,
with my family, we were very dedicated to film restoration and creating museums and archives of cinema. This has been an art that probably is the most popular of the last century, but probably is the art that has the least organized in terms of museum and education. In school, children read literature, hear Beethoven and Mozart, but don't really study cinema, starring. So we have been very dedicated to trying to create this that cinema is recognized as an art, and it should be part of our culture. But so the opportunity for the Mama Centennial is also to celebrate her, but in the bigger picture of this effort. So it's very touching to see my mom everywhere. But I always remember that the big pictures is to recognize cinemas as an art. Mm.
Do you think, I mean, because she really loved her work so much, do you think she'll be looking down at us when the premiere is and going like, yes, I did it? They remember me.
No, I don't think so.
No?
I don't think so. I don't think artists work to be remembered. I don't think artists work to be famous. They work for something very intimate and very that they need to express, but they don't work for fame.
It's very nice to have you both here. I'll stop talking now so we can have the sponge cake. Okay. And we'll see more of you later in the morning. Okay. We're doing a great job, Isabella.
No, good.
And I understand that you really like being out in the nature and in gardens, right?
Yes, I do. I think everybody likes it, no?
Well, maybe not everyone, but...
No? Oh, I thought everybody likes to be outside.
What is it that you like about gardening and flowers and nature?
I always did like it, probably because I'm partially Italian, and Italy and the countryside is very connected. Even if I grew up in a city, we always bought food like all the Italian, at the farmer's market, and the countryside is very close to the city, and we see it all the time. So partially, I think, is part of my culture and being Italian, and part is as being just my personal love, you know, liking it. I live in the country. I have a little farm with some animals, so I enjoy being there.
Yeah. But do you often go out picking your own flowers, or is it more
I have bees. I'm a beekeeper, so I have bees. I have flowers for bees, and occasionally I
Do you
take
want
some
me to
bees.
take that? Is it heavy?
No, it's not heavy. It's okay.
Okay.
And occasionally I take, so occasionally I take some flowers from my bees. But this is, this is a beautiful flower garden. I don't have it as beautiful.
We're happy that we are allowed to pick flowers
Yes,
here.
yes, many.
And so we're picking up flowers for the premiere of the documentary about your mother.
We're going to decorate the premiere, the dinner, with Lars's flowers. So that's great. This is the garden of Lars plants. Yeah.
And how do you feel now that the premiere is so close?
I feel fine. I feel fine as the film internationally premiered at the Cannes Film Festival with a first seeing. And then I'm going to see it now again in Stockholm. And so, I'm delighted. Yes.
Yeah. And you took the initiative for the film. And how do you think the results turned out?
I think the film is very good.
Yeah?
Yes, it is. I called Stig Björkman because he's a very good filmmaker. And I ran into him at the Berlin Film Festival, and we started talking about that soon it was going to be Mother Centennial. And my mama was born in 1915, so this year she would have been 100 years old. And I knew there was an occasion to have retrospectives, and maybe I'm sure that people were interested in making a documentary, a television channel, and I thought that maybe it was better to ask a very good filmmaker to make one. Somebody who understands film, loves film like Stig, and understands, careful, don't walk on that.
I almost fell.
And understands artists. And so I think that's the result of it is.
And what is it that you particularly like about the movie?
I think it's a portrait of an artist, and my mother was an artist. And I think also there was this incredible material because my mother took many films herself and many photos, and all this material had not been seen. So, like every mother, she took photos of her own children, but also she took behind the scene of certain sets. So you see, nowadays, the different technology, how different it was, a set from my father, from a set in Hollywood or Fleming. So all this was wonderful information and very unique images.
Yeah, and since it's on Saturday, she should have turned 100.
Yes.
Is that day special for you in a way? Do you feel something extra now?
Well, yes. We're going to have we're going to be back in New York at MoMA, where there is going to be the premiere of a retrospective at the Museum of Modern Art, and then after that we're going to have just a private dinner with my brothers and sisters. Mama had 4 children, so us and the grandchildren.
Yeah, that's nice.
Yes, it
to
is.
Honor her.
Yes.
And since you're half Swedish and half Italian, did Ingrid want you to have any Swedish traditions, or?
They did, but my mom was even in the documentary, she says that she didn't want to have roots. She felt that she wanted to belong to the entire planet and not just limit herself to one country. And I think that's what made her an exceptional actress. She spoke 5 languages. She worked in 5 languages. She integrated in the culture of many countries. If you go to America, they think of her as an American. She comes to Italy and she's part of Italian film history. In France, she acted with great directors like Jean Renoir, who signed really French cinema. She was in the theater and television. And I think that's what makes her very different than any other actress. She's not represents Swedish film or Hollywood film. She was able to integrate in many different cultures.
Yeah. But as a Swede, I have to say, I really like that you often say mama instead of mother or mom, right?
Yes, you said it in Italian too.
Oh. Well, that's good. That's a perfect combination. Well, I think we did a great job, and it will be a lovely premiere with all of these flowers.
Yes. Thank you. Yes.
Thank you very much, Isabella, for your time.
Thank you.